What's going on, guys? I'm Zach from the Lumios Post, where we talk about all things Pokemon, and today we're going to need all hands on deck because it seems that this ship has a leak. So Riddler Coup, which is a guy who has inside information, he leaked a ton of stuff from Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl and even more stuff from Legends Arceus, has posted about Scarlet and Violet. He posted about the symbol for 3 and said it was a hint to these games. That was a while back. I'll have a link to that video in the description below. But today he has posted this picture, which is on screen, and said that there are totally like 10 hints in this picture. So we're going to try to break it down. I do, before we begin, want to let everyone know that at the time he posted this, it was, I believe, around 1 a.m. in Chinese time, whatever the time zone is for China, and that is where Coup resides, is in China. So for them, it's 1 a.m. tomorrow, which would be April 1st, which of course is April Fool's Day. Now, I did some research. April Fool's Day is a thing in China. So this very well could be an April Fool's joke. I kind of think it isn't, but either way, I do think that we should take that with a grain of salt and definitely be mindful of that. So just looking at this picture, we see Cynthia with Garchomp, the main trainer from Paseo with Regirock, and in with Zekrom. Now, there's a lot to unpack there. We could say that Garchomp, that could be a hint at Garchomp getting a variant. We did see Goodra get a variant in Hisui, so it is very possible that they could do another pseudo-legendary variant. I would personally love to see a water and dragon-type Garchomp, and it be in like the seas. Spain, which is what Scarlet and Violet is set in, is connected to, or rather is a peninsula in the Mediterranean Sea, and they have tons of sharks and tons of just ocean life. So I do think it would be really cool to see a water dragon type Garchomp. But as for Regirock, that could be a hint at there being a new Reggie. We did get new Reggies in the Crown Tundra DLC for Sword and Shield. Now, I will say, though, sometimes Coup's hints are very on the nose, but sometimes they're a little more vague. So, like, for the Daybreak update to Legends Arceus, Coup would tease that beforehand by posting a picture of Palmer and Looker. A lot of people would kind of assumed that Palmer's ancestor and Looker's ancestor would be in the Legends Arceus DLC, but instead, it wasn't that on the nose, and instead, Looker represented new quests in the DLC, while Palmer represented new battle facilities or battle systems in the DLC. So, while Regirock could represent, hey, new Reggie, it could also represent just a new sub-legendary trio, which I actually am all for. I love sub-legendary trios. We kind of have been, they've been less I guess, constant. They used to do them a lot, and then starting with Kalos, there wasn't one. Alola, we kind of got a legendary quartet with the Tapus, and then we got the none in Galar either. You could kind of say that Calyrex, Glacier, and Spectria were. I don't think that counts. So now, we could also say that there is Garchomp, Dragon Ground. Maybe it's a Dragon Ground type pseudo. Zekrom, Dragon Electric, a Dragon Electric pseudo. Personally, I'd like that more, so that's a type that hasn't been done. And if you look at the top of the screen, you can see the icon for Dragon and Dark. So maybe a Dragon Dark pseudo. Again, that has been done by Hydreigon, so I kind of hope that isn't the case either. Now, if we look on the numbers on the screen, we can see number 9. That is Blastoise. I guess the Kanto starters could be getting a new form to tie into this gimmick. That certainly is plausible, as the Kanto starters did get new G-Maxes and they got new Megas. If you look at the number On the left, 28595. Obviously, there's not that many Pokemon, so there is no Pokemon with that number. But if you break it up, there's 28 is Sandshrew. Now, I don't think Sandshrew will get a new form because we have already seen Sandshrew get an Alolan form. And then number 595 is Joltik, so maybe it's Joltik. But I'm more inclined to believe that it's 285 and 95. And Pokemon number 285 is Shroomish, which would be awesome to see it get a variant. I would absolutely love that. And then Pokemon number 95 is Onix, so maybe that Crystal Onix will finally come to fruition. At the bottom, we see the number 151, that is Mew. We see number 26, that is Raichu. Again, that has already received a variant in Alola. There was an Alolan Raichu. And then we see that Cynthia, the Passio trainer, and N's levels are all 140, which would be the Pokemon Kabuto. So maybe Kanto fossil variants. Maybe we could see what they look like when they weren't fossils. I'm not sure. Ku said that there were about 10 hints in here. I don't know if he was being literal, if he was just saying there's a lot. But if that's the case, then, you know, there's not just one thing here, where we're looking at multiple different possibilities. So be sure to let me know what you think of these. Let me know if you can try to piece together any hints that I'm not getting here. Another thing, too, is it could just be a hint that N and Cynthia are returning in these games. We have seen returning characters in Pokemon games before. I also do think that we should talk about the fact that Ku had mentioned a while back, I think it was in February, it may have been very beginning of March, he mentioned that he would not get Scarlet and Violet news until around June because that's when localization begins, because that's usually when we get our first big trailer. However, he gave us information in March and did say it would be monthly from that point, which means that he does have information. So that makes me wonder, has the localization process began sooner, which would mean that maybe we're getting a trailer sooner. We have a video scheduled tomorrow where we will be talking about when we think we could get more news on Scarlet and Violet, so be sure to subscribe, like, hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss that video. Until next time, I will see all of you later.